Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by One Equine. We're harness racing at Albion Park yet again on a Saturday night, and yet again we've got big numbers, 11 races, the first kicking off officially at 4:59, and there's something for everyone this Saturday night. We've got plenty of stars limbering up for the upcoming constellations, and the flashing red comes up on Saturday week. So this Saturday night, race number 6, it's a big field, 14 to do battle, and it's going to be keenly contested. So there's a lot to look forward to. We need some help finding some winners, so we've tracked down the best. Nathan Dawson is about to join us first up, and Chloe Butler's also got a very impressive book of drive. So let's hear what they've got to say ahead of Saturday night. Leading driver Nathan Dawson jumps in the hot seat to go through his book of drives, and as you would expect, and as we've come to appreciate week in, week out, he's always a busy man on a Saturday night. Nathan, appreciate the time.
Good to be on, Chris.
Speak with Sam. You sat behind this guy last week. Was he a little disappointing, or can we give him a pass mark?
Yeah, he was okay, without being good. The race was run a bit funny, and I think he's a better miler than he is over the trip. So you can get keen and, cut the air a little bit. So, I think we can expect a better horse this week.
Okay. He's got the mile on Saturday night, and he's got gate 4. Little sticky because you've got speed to your inside, and you've got the likely favourite on your outside in Future Assured, who look really sharp first up.
Yeah, that's right. It's not ideal draw for us, but, you can't do much about that. So if we can just find a spot there pretty quickly and without too much work, that'll be ideal.
Okay, is he definitely a peg line horse? Does he feel more comfortable being on the pegs?
Yeah, well, on the pegs he's obviously a lot better, but, he's still not great. So, things have got to go his way for him to be, looking to get into the winners.
Okay, well, let's speak with Sam in race 1. What about race 2, Auntie Bella? Importantly, she lands a really good draw here, gate 1. Is her speed underrated?
Yeah, I think so. She's got good speed, and I've driven her quite a bit, so I know what she's got, but she probably hasn't had the chance to show it too much up here because she's generally drawn poor or racing in-form horses. So, form doesn't look great, but I think she's going better than what it looks.
Can she lead going into the first turn?
I think she can. That's the plan we're going to have. The two horses, obviously the one that's going to test us, but we're side by side, so that makes it difficult.
Are you more worried about American Outlaw or Some Moment Somewhere in this race?
Well, I'll probably say Some Moment Somewhere. I reckon he's going good. American Outlaw is going good. He's dropping back, so to be honest, probably both of them. They're both good horses, and they're in good form.
But she can test them with this good draw?
I think so.
All right, well, that's Auntie Bella in race 2. Let's go across to race 4. This guy's first up, but you know him really well. Bonnie Prince Louis hasn't started since February. He's had a number of trials in preparation to fit him for this race. What are the expectations here? Well,
we know he's a good horse. He's proven that plenty of times. So you got to go in confident, but, first up, you got to keep that in mind too. So we try and do the best we can without cooking him first up.
Okay, how forward is he off those trials?
His trials have been good without being great. He's come back quite, turned down this time compared to what he used to be. So if he sparks up, he's always there running a good mile.
Okay, so reading between the lines, are you likely to just sort of drive steady early, or do you let him run the arm?
He likes to run it himself, but if we can just float across there and find a spot somewhere, I'll be happy with that.
All right. Race number 5, Heston Zoolander. He's in form. He's on the back up from Wednesday night, taking one of those trot rod races. Is this draw a little tricky potentially?
Yeah, it can be. There's good speed toe inside. Heston's got good speed, but, not great. So hopefully we got good enough to get across, and that'll be the difference between him running a good race or a bad race. With
Heston Zoolander, is it all or nothing? He either goes really, really good or he's a little bit so-so.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. When he's on, and if he's not, you don't want to be on.
Yeah, this is a deep race. There's a number of in-form fit horses here.
Yeah, there is. It's a good race, and it's going to be interesting the first, couple hundred metres to what happens. I'm sure that's going to dictate the race.
Okay, well, that's Heston Zoolander. What about this 6th event, Stand Start? And the favourite here, the likely favourite is going to be Black Sedans. You're driving back in 20. This is a good lineup. Is this within his reach?
You know, if he gets away and the other horses run into a bit of trouble, yeah. But if the others get away cleanly, that probably is just going to struggle a fraction. I'm sure he's a good place hope, but, you know, a winning chance might just be a little tough.
Okay, drawing the outside of the front row. That's not easy, is it?
No, it's not. You know, you're relying on a lot of luck and things going your way, so that's going to be the key to, you know, our chances.
Okay, we've got the Flashing Red coming up next week. Do you think he deserves a spot in that field?
Yeah, I think so. You know, he's been racing, you know, very consistent and, you know, but probably beating some of the ones that are going to be nommed for it. So I think he deserves a spot.
Okay. Race 7, Off Your Rocker Crocker. On face value, were you disappointed with him last week?
Yeah, his run was okay, but I couldn't steer him. You know, he's not the nicest of horses to drive, and being jammed in there on the fence, he didn't really like that.
Okay, so you're drawn 2 off the second row this week. Gives you a little bit more wiggle room early.
Yeah, it does. You know, we're going to change a few little things on him, and hopefully that straightens him up. But if the right horse shows up, you know, he showed the week before that he can do it.
Yeah, there's no standout in this field, so if he produces his best, he's well up to winning here.
Yeah, I think so. You know, as you said, it's a pretty even field, and you know, I think if he brings, you know, the best horse, he's going to take some beating.
All right. Race number 8 for the mares. You would have had the choice of at least Our Modern Mini and Betty's Lash. You opted for Betty's Lash. Was that a tough choice?
Yeah, you know, they're both going quite well at the moment. You know, Betty's Lash has been quite unlucky the last couple. Last week she had to do it tough, which wasn't ideal for her. So it looks like a nice trailing draw for us, and you know, hopefully we can do something with it.
Bit of power off that front row, so the harder they go, the better she'll be?
Yeah, I think so. You know, she's a nice sit sprint mare, so the more work they do early, the better for us.
Is Talent to Spare the horse to beat there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's the one to beat. You know, probably got a little bit of an edge on most of them, but if it's not quite ready, then, you know, we'll come into it.
All right. Race 9's a really good race. There's a number of talented types here, and you're driving Beach Villa. He's probably a little hard to assess right now. He's probably well down on his best. But Barrier 1, does that give him some sort of chance here?
It does, you know. His form doesn't look that great. Last week he was just starting to move into it, you know, and then we had that gear failure. So it's hard to know, you know, what he was going to do, but, you know, I think 1's definitely a big help for him.
Okay. As I said, there's a number of horses that are in form. Are you more worried about Tim's a Trooper or Classy Washington off his effort last time out behind Leap to Fame?
Oh, they're both good horses, you know. You know, so you want to be worried about both of them. But, you know, Classy Washington was super last start, and, you know, Tim's a Trooper, you know what he can do.
All right, race 10, the 3-year-old, Queenslander your drive, drawn gate 2. How do you assess his chances?
Yeah, he's a nice horse, but it's a nice field, so, you know, we got the nice draw there, and hopefully we can get some cover somewhere.
All right, and the last race, Adele. She was terrific last week. Call Me Trouble got her late, but couldn't have done much more.
No, she was terrific. You know, if you know, think Call Me Trouble would have galloped and still beat her, you know, you wouldn't have thought that would ever happen. But, you know, to its credit, it's a nice horse when it's right, and hopefully it gallops this week and gives us an extra 5 metres.
Are you more confident this week being back behind the mobile?
She can be tricky by a mobile, but, you know, so is Call Me Trouble. But so far she's been pretty good, and if she does everything right, she's definitely going to take some beating.
And as it stands right now, is she the best trotter in Queensland in your opinion?
I think so. You know, she's racing consistently and, you know, doing everything right and getting the job done. So Call Me Trouble's manners are on. He's definitely right up there with her.
Okay, but she's starting to settle every time she steps out?
Yeah, she's been quite good lately. You know, if you can get to the mobile and have it release, you know, you're pretty much right. So just that early stage in the score up, but after that, she's beautiful.
Okay, well, it's a big night, 11 races. I've got you down for 10, so I hope you're all ready for action. You've done your yoga and you're set to go. What's the drive you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, hopefully we can do a bit more yoga in the morning to prepare, but probably Adele in the last if you can wait around.
All right, well, Adele in the last. We've got to be patient and wait for that final event. Hey, appreciate the time. Best of luck tomorrow night and best of luck with the yoga as well.
Thank you.
Chloe Butler now joins us to go through her book of drives on Saturday night. Chloe, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Chris.
Busy night ahead for you as well. There's a number of good drives coming your way.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, well, you've got a tough one to start because of the draw outside of the second row over the mile. It's never easy. Comanche Warrior is your drive, and he's up against some in-form horses, in particular, Future Assured. How do you assess his chances?
Yeah, it's a very tough race for him. Drawn where we are, if he was drawn a bit better, I'd be a lot more confident, but I think we're just going to have to sit there and hope we get a bit of luck.
Well, he's fit and he's in form. He proved that last week, running second behind High Voltage. At any stage in the straight, did you think you were going to hang on?
I did think I was in front for most of it, and then I had a look to my outside and there was High Voltage, but yeah, we were a bit unlucky with that.
Okay, so he comes back from 2100 last week. It's a mile on Saturday night. So is the fence the spot to be? Do you want to get to the inside as quickly as possible here?
I think so. I'll have to weigh it up and see what our options are, but I do think the fence is probably the best place to be. It's the shortest way home.
Yeah, and this is a field that's going to generate good tempo. They're going to be flying here.
Yeah, definitely, especially over the mile.
Okay, well, that's Comanche Warrior in race 1. Let's go to race 2. Sam is Perfection is your drive here. He's probably down on his best form, but how do you assess his chances?
Yeah, I think it's a bit tough. We just needed to get a run with him. He can't get a start in the Veterans at the moment. Just had to put him in so he could race and get his fitness back up again. And I mean, just got to drive him for a bit of luck, as that's how he gets driven all the time.
Yeah, is this a sticky draw, gate 4?
Yeah, definitely. Would have rather him draw somewhere else but there. But yeah, we'll just go back and hope for a bit of luck.
Okay, well, that's Sam is Perfection in race 2. This is a key drive, So Extra, race 3, number 3. Is he ready to strike now?
I think so. He's definitely got his chance on Saturday night. I think Rocks or Diamonds will be our only danger if it plans out the way I think it's going to. But he's really racing really well, and I think he'll get his chance.
Okay, so reading between the lines, the way you're sort of looking at this race, Rocks or Diamonds gets to the marker line, you go up and challenge and look for the lead?
I think that's how I see it anyways, and I hope it goes that way.
Okay, do you think Rocks or Diamonds is capable of coming off your back and out sprinting you late?
I have no doubt. If So Extra relaxes this week and gets a nice easy quarter, it'll take a bit of beating, but if he decides to fire up on me, then he might be a good chance of running me down.
Did he get a little keen last start, So Extra?
Last start he was good. The start before that he was really bad. Last week he come back to me quite nice.
Okay, if you can get the front here over the mile, he's capable of running a really fast time, is that right?
Yeah, most definitely. He's definitely got really good ability. We've just had a bit of trouble with him the last few months or so, which is why he hasn't raced so much. But yeah, hopefully we're on the right track now.
Okay, and that last start third, were you happy with that effort?
Yeah, I was really happy. We had no luck, and that last 50 really let down strong.
Okay, so he's a really good chance there, So Extra. Race 3, number 3. What about race 4? This mare's going particularly well, but this is a nasty gate. Gendon Strike coming up with the outside draw here. How do you rate her?
Oh, I think she's a good chance. I know it's hard to say from out there. She's absolutely flying. She just needs a good cut up and she'll be right in the finish. But I think we're just going to have to go back and hope for a bit of luck.
Yeah, that run last week went 5th. Really good.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that she was the only one making ground from out the back the way the race was run, so we couldn't have been happier.
Okay. Do you think there's going to be a stack of early pressure here?
I think there'll be a bit there, and that's all we can hope for, and hopefully we can finish down late strong.
Okay. Is she going well enough, like with these feature races for the mares coming up during the carnival, that she could play a hand in some of those?
I think so. She's definitely not out of them. Yeah, if she got a good draw, it all comes down to the draw, I guess, in the big races. But if she got a nice draw, she definitely wouldn't be out of it.
Okay. Race number 5. This is a key runner, Lou's Dream. The former Kiwi, since he's been over here with your mum and dad, he's unbeaten. 4 starts, 4 victories. Could he be a Derby-type horse?
I definitely think so. We took him to Redcliffe last start and he handled it way better than we thought. He has a tendency of running in, and we're really happy with the way that he handled Redcliffe last week. Tough draw this week, but hopefully we can get the job done again.
Okay, so that trip to Redcliffe last week, not only to qualify for this final, but just to give him a little bit of a sound out with the track. So the Redcliffe Derby's a likely landing spot for him?
Yeah, definitely. Everything's going right at the moment. If it keeps going the way it is, that'll definitely be a target. So far, the way he handled the track, we couldn't have been happier. So touch wood, that's on the card.
Okay. What were the expectations with Lou's Dream when he first arrived? Did you think he was going to be as good as what he's turned out to be?
Dad always had a big opinion of him. Watching his first start from New Zealand, I know he only had 1 start, but they had a really big opinion of him, and Dad got a few Like, he asked a few people from over there and they really liked him. So I think it was always on the cards. He's definitely shocked us a lot to come out first up and do what he done, making up the ground like he did. But no, he just keeps getting better and better.
And that's another key part of his skill set, the fact that he's versatile. He's proven that he can lead, he can do a little bit of work, and he can chase them down.
Yeah, definitely. He kept going on Wednesday, sort of slows down a bit around the bend, but once he straightens up, there's always another gear there.
Okay, so with this race on Saturday night, drawn to follow out behind Dance for Glory, who's a gate speed horse, so ideal scenario, you want to be sitting behind him and he's holding the lead?
Yeah, definitely. It would be really nice if that happened. Just got to hope for a bit of luck, and if it doesn't go our way, then so be it. But fingers crossed that it does.
Okay, there are a couple of handy ones in this field. Bangkok DJ, impressive last time out. Heston Zoolander's going well. Jackawally's going well. Roses are sweet. So it's not going to be easy, is it?
No, definitely not. It's definitely the biggest challenge he's had yet, but he'll be up and close, so hopefully we can get the job done.
One final one, just with Lou's Dream. There's that 3-year-old race later in the program. How do you think he'd measure up in that field, compared to what he's got to go against tomorrow night?
Look, I think that would be a lot easier to what he's going up against, and I think he would be able to win that race. I know they're nice 3-year-olds, but I still think he'd go through that fine.
Yeah, fair enough. What about race 6 here, Targaryen? Is he eyeing off the flashing red next week?
I haven't really spoken to Dad about that, but I'd say so. I think we want to go to Redcliffe Cup as well, so he's stepping well, and hopefully, yeah, they'll be our 2 main targets. All
right, last week he led up, ran second. Really good, time was strong, so he's going exceptionally well.
Yeah, we were really happy with him. He just fired up on me a little bit after getting away from the stand. We're going to do a couple gear changes this week, and hopefully he'll come back to me nice, and we can get a handy spot.
Were you confident with the way he stepped last week that he'll be able to do it consistently?
Yeah, I was really confident. More times he does it, the better he'll get, I'm sure, so hopefully it keeps going.
It's a big field and they're sort of squeezed in with the 2 lines, the front line, the 10-metre line, so there's no sort of room for error, is there?
No, exactly right. There's a lot in it.
Okay, well, that's Targaryen in race number 6, and then we go across to race 9, Danger Zone. What were your initial thoughts last week?
He had every possible last week. He kept racing Pete to the line, but he wasn't trying overly hard. He had his ears pricked up and back and forth, and I was like, well, you're not trying very hard. Done a few gear changes this week, and hopefully we can get a nice trip.
Do you think now that he'll be a better leader or a better chaser in his races?
I think chaser, after the way he went in front the other day, he sort of switched off and fell asleep out in front, and I think Pete just come up to us so quickly, and he sort of thought he had the race done, and he didn't. But yeah, he wasn't trying very hard.
What do you do with gate 8? Do you stay on the fence? Do you look to get off? How are you going to attack this race?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick with the fence and give him a bit of a confidence run, and hopefully we can hit the line good and get a bit of luck, and if we win, hopefully we can win. Okay.
The Hayden, is that an obvious target for him?
I think so at the moment. We'll just have to see how he comes along, get him cherry ripe, and hopefully, yeah, that'll be a target.
Can you win that battle? Can you get him cherry ripe?
Hopefully we can, but yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
All right, well, there's some really good drives there for you on Saturday night. Which one are you most looking forward to?
I'm going to have to go Lou's Dream. I know it's a sticky draw, but he keeps coming out and showing us what he can really do, so I think I'm going to have to stick with him.
Okay, race 5, number 8, Lou's Dream. Chloe, as always, really appreciate the time. Best of luck, and we'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
As always, a big thanks to both Nathan and Chloe. We wish them the very best of luck on Saturday night with their big books of drive. Let's find a winner now. And I think race number 7 on the card, I think this is his moment to shine. The former Kiwi, the big striding Taylor Toll. I know he's widely drawn out there in 7, but I think Pete McMullen, he'll be really aggressive with this guy, and he's well up to winning this race. There's no standout performer. He might be able to boss and bully his rival. So I like his chances. Race 7, number 7, Taylor Toll. If you are gambling this weekend, please do so responsibly. We look forward to seeing you at Albion Park. 11 races Saturday night, kicking off just prior to 5 at 4:59.